shot dead outside his home.
When you lose a son, you lose everything.
Who killed Dean Webster and why?
You look for answers that just don't come.
His family is still searching for answers 16 years later.
It's just a senseless crime.
Will a new police probe finally crack this cold case, or will his killer be getting away with murder?
Everyone is a suspect.
Darren Perrin has new details you won't want to miss. Thursday on the Channel 3 News at 5:30, first in news.
A family searching for answers after a cold-blooded killing. Who murdered Dean Webster and why? Channel 3's Darren Perrin is looking into this cold case. Hi, Darren.
Hi there, Eva. It was 16 years ago today that Dean Webster was found dead, and now an investigator in the state's major crime unit may be the family's best bet at finally getting closure in the case.
Look at that salmon. There you go.
Joe Webster lights up talking about fishing and hunting
There he is here.
with his sons, but especially that huge 9-point buck his son Dean bagged in a Starksboro swamp 20 years ago.
We took a lot of pictures of that baby.
Dean took hunting seriously, but that's about all. His family describes the 28-year-old as a clumsy jokester, the kid who liked to make people laugh, especially his little sister.
If I ever said I had a best friend, he was like my best friend.
Dean was supposed to meet his sister Sandy the night of November 15th, 2001. He never showed.
Every time somebody says, it gets easier, with time it passes. It really doesn't.
The next day, a friend made a gruesome discovery.
Police say Webster was found dead behind his house early Saturday evening.
Dean shot dead outside his home he was building in Rochester. 2 bullets to the head and chest.
I didn't believe it. Who could do such a thing and why?
His mom Joan's heartbreak as raw today as it was 16 years ago.
You look for answers that just don't come.
But Detective Tyson Kinney hopes to finally get the family those answers. He's poring over old evidence, gathering new evidence to try to solve this cold case.
There's nothing to show that he had any enemies or had any beefs with anybody.
But it's tricky. Dean was well known, well liked in his community.
If he met you, he was your friend. He was that type of guy.
Did his apprenticeship.
Dean was following in his dad's footsteps as a talented pipe fitter and welder, a hard worker, and so proud of his new home, tucked away in the hills of Windsor County.
It rocked the town of Rochester.
The shooting happened 6 days into Vermont's rifle season, and the Webster property is surrounded by woods. But now police are revealing new details about the case as to why this was not the scene of a hunting accident.
This is murder.
He points to the deadly weapon not used for hunting, the multiple shots, and the killer was close, under 50 feet away.
So this person knew what the target was?
Absolutely.
Do you have any suspects?
Everyone is a suspect.
The detective won't name anyone, but says it's possible the killer is among the dozens of people questioned. And he says Dean likely saw who pulled the trigger, a secret he took to the grave. And it's doubtful the killer mistook Dean for someone else.
Will this person get away with murder?
I hope not. It's my intention to find out who's responsible and to bring this person to justice.
The challenge, the case, 16 years old, tracking down old witnesses. Some passed away. Some got married and changed their names. Others moved.
Once we find that person, we now have to battle the 16 years of memory loss.
But detectives have this on their side, new technology to re-examine evidence, including DNA. And he says someone is holding the missing piece of the puzzle, a key bit of information that's crucial to an arrest.
It's going to take one person with the right information to be able to break this case wide open.
Even what might seem like insignificant details could be just what they need, or perhaps alliances have shifted in 16 years.
They may be willing to come forward with information that they didn't or may have lied about back then.
It's just a senseless crime. To somebody that didn't deserve it.
Joan Webster remembers the last conversation she had with her son. He stopped by to show her a new portable sawmill he planned to use on his new home.
He said, "Bye, Mom, I love you."
I love you too.
He never finished the house, but his sister did and moved in. Reminders of Dean are everywhere.
I just couldn't give it up. Because he was so proud of his house. He was proud of this property.
When you lose a son, you lose everything.
Dean's dad says the killer took everything from their family when that person pulled the trigger. And the 78-year-old hopes for closure before he dies.
There's always a void in your life, you know? Just plain miss him more than anything in the world. I'd rather be dead myself than lose a son.
State police say the original investigators did a good job of collecting evidence in this case, so they've got a lot to work with now. And that helped uncover new evidence they can't reveal because only the killer would know about it. And that could help in making an arrest, Eva.
Wow, what a heartbreaking story. Just really hope there's justice for this family.
So do I.
Thank you, Darren.